Okay, we're gonna get started. Woo! Welcome to part 2 of the 50-second Poetry Project Marathon. It is my great honor to introduce our next host, Patricia Spears-Jones. Woo! Patricia Spears-Jones is the author of 10 poetry collections, including The Beloved Community and The Devil's Wife Considers, and is former New York State poet. Please welcome Patricia.
Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. You're at the Poetry Project. Let's hear that. Happy New Year. All right. So we got a lot of really great people who will be performing for you tonight. And they all can sing, they can dance, they can prance, whatever. And people are they're already on stage. So we're about to hear Holland with yuniya kwon. Holland and yuniya kwon are composer, performer, improviser. Brooklyn is in the house. Okay? And they are like interdisciplinary artists from Brooklyn. And they're gonna wow you. Welcome to the second half of the Poetry Project Marathon, the annual benefit. Give if you can, join if you can, enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Holland. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A reminder that we are in a sanctuary and there can be ethereal music. All right? Thank you. One more time for them. That was amazing. All right. Taking tables away, taking tables away. And while they're taking tables away, we're going to call up Saul Cabrini and Erinn Buhyoff. Saul Cabrini is an artist and scholar. That's a tough thing to be. Author of, T-Girl.jpg, Roof Books, and Poetics of Unbeing, forthcoming from Duke University Press. And my mic is trying to make me crazy. Hello, darling. Saul, are you here? Yay! Erinn, are you here? Yay! Saul and Erinn, make it happen. Set design.
Hello. Is this on? Oh?
Yay.
I'm gonna try and do this. It's my second time being here, and I'm here with Erinn Buhyoff, and it feels good, right? Huh? You all could be anywhere else, and yet, you're here. I'm a Scorpio, so I've been, yes. So I want to let my grudges get the best of me right now. Dead ass. Who can we trust here? This question feels art-handled too often. Its surface rubs smooth, like a coin no longer in circulation. The non-arrival of self-intactness. When I'm gambling with honesty, the fantasy is interrupted. Grief talking through intelligence. I wanted something beautiful, and it fell apart in my hands. I wanted the wound as window to stay open. I wanted beauty to stutter, to lose its manners, to refuse the tidy transcendence of form. Refinement is the price of beauty. Beauty is the wage of catastrophe. Jete o liswa paka chimbono, tossed where history won't or can't hold us, augmented by the very independent syntaxes and outer noises. Ye kwa ye te propriete, me ye te trompe ye mem. They misunderstand, they misread, they mistaken for property. A body-made page, a crusty echo of the non-scream, refusing to be pinned down into lyrical verbiage. In looking, we risk participating in the violence. In refusing to look, we risk erasure. The image demands we inhabit that tension without escape. No determinable object. Am I speaking photograph or scene? Scene where shown. Photograph's frame appears to be photograph. Scene different. Radical inability, distinction undone. Faces isn't avoided, profiled. Profile, a third term. Pornotrope, phototrope, phonotrope, not just whipping sound. Scenes referent, oral event but unheard. Revise, 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 beating precedes beating. Seen before what it means. Loving violence versus brutal violence. Not repair, phonographic inscription. And it hurts. Hurt as revision. Look again, again, again. Turning away. Irresponsible payment. Close attention. Every instance looking again. My friend says she doesn't understand America. Fahrenheit refuses sense. Miles act superior. Ounces become an Oz. Always points to a country that was never a country. Why measure anything through fantasy? I have measured distance in Celsius and kilometers long before this moment will have ended. Autumn thins. The air takes on the temperature of a terminal between departures. A place where languages wait to be translated. Black like the bass in a car, louder than the ambulance and police sirens down the street. A sigh tuned into descent, that endless epilogue of colonization. The aesthetic makes grief breathable. But look closer. The light bends the wrong way. The horizon has no depth. Meaning becomes recursion. The eye caught in its own opening. The picture refuses to heal. We were told to trust the revolutionary once, but many were error-bound, unable to cross the border of their own revolt's time. Like light that can't breach a certain atmosphere, like Fred Hampton asleep when the FBI and police killed him to prevent what they called the rise of the Black Messiah. Besides, who is a reliable narrator after these centuries of Black Messiahs? Cave in on Plato's cave or grave mistaken writing Socrates into script. When the record of revolution becomes rumor, when memory grows mold, when the only voice left is the poetics of liberal objects, keys without doors, shoes without feet, dust speaking in the accent of what it used to build the world with, pleading not to be saved, but to stay remembered, stay fly. Life moves as if air taken in by its young were an old habit rather than a proof of life. Substandard goods, prices so cruel they feel personal. No law, except the choreography of miraculous survival, health, school buildings abandoned, and pedagogical amnesia. Annihilation only becomes legible to the authors once the skies fall quiet, after the shells and missiles of ministry have ceased, after debris, bodies, and wreckage are cleared, and that hush, the disaster loses its spectacle and reveals its bones, residents sick with unnamed ailments, money sweltering with inflation, values curdling into opportunism. Whatever social order remained thin into gauze, while Americans in the UAE collaborate on TikToks in Dubai. The future feels like a room no one enters anymore unless you pay for it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. So Cabrini and Erinn Buhyoff.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right. Let's have a future where we don't have to pay for it. Thank you. So that was amazing. All right. Next up. They put me under the light now again. Hi. I'm in the spotlight. Anahit, Gulian, lives in New York and wishes you a very happy New Year. Anahit, Anahit. Where are you, darling? Come on up. Or come on down. Okay.
A poem for the angel. Scientists discover the universe is shaped like a flower, just as the petals begin to open and diverge. I am on the train thinking about a person long ago who used to sing that song. The pink and gray and blue clouds gliding over the gasworks peel apart. The flare stack winks at the sunset. I, standing atop one anther, and the angel on another, find ourselves at opposite ends of the world. The grid of pipe and wire lays beside the city, a faithful hound. Work makes monsters, hunches the back, and shapes the feet into hooves, and war usually arrives to finish the job. The stuff of stars squeezed into pistons, gold pooling thin on the motherboard. It is a tragedy to always be at the very end of the past and beginning of the future. Before I was ruined, I threw silver apples from a tree. I grew up speaking a language that sounds like song. I hid under the bed to avoid visiting diplomats and officials. As the petals of the universe unfurl, extend, blush with new color, I am further from that ghost and further from his. Trees begin as pale, slender life shooting out of the dark. The trees on shore and mountain grow gnarled and twisted by the wind and water. The trees in the city coil their roots under the slabs of sidewalk till they crack the cement. The memory of the child sleeps thick behind the bark. In suburbia, the only beauty is in the sky. We place our gods there, the Aurora Garden, far above pandemonium. We race out of one machine into another, but trees ache in the swamps of Maryland and Florida alike. Angels in leather and glass come to New York to die. Lost children in Wonderland select bottles and jars. Drink me, take me, don't leave me. All spring it rains. The streets fill with water and the inundation leaves the ground alive and breathing. Pavement recalls being stone. The cracks of sidewalks and valleys of curbs hold a dirty life, blind to the ballet of dark coats and deaf to the traffic song, life that swims down the gutters, into the underground, to the river and bay and troubled sea. In May, the petals fall where they can. Boughs strain out of the enclosures of main streets, over the iron fences of the parks, past the scaffolding on the hospital, down the few alleys of the city, a snow falling faintly upon all the living and the dead. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. And because of the spotlight, I shuffled the cards, but that doesn't matter because I know who's coming next. It's the fabulous, the wonderful Mónica de la Torre. Mónica de la Torre's latest collection is Pause the Document, published by Nightbook Books in spring 2025. Oh, and she's dressed in diva robes.
Happy 2026, everybody. Here's my wish for this year, that the energy of the new is sustained. How about we sustain the energy of the new? So I have a poem about things falling and things rising. It's called Telugen Effluvium. Minutes materialize before me as fallen strands of hair. I go on collecting them, not in an effort to recover lost time, but to banish evidence of fallibility. Since we're in the business of oversharing, allow me to offer you what else I recently forgot. That press, whose co-founder is the daughter of one of the bad Koch brothers, Originally a war machine for throwing and a cognate. I read that in the Dark Ages, the word is hardly used except where a writer is evidently seeking to give a classical form to his composition. Emphasis mine. Anyway, that's so yesterday. Bad actors have gotten worse now, eclipsing everything else. Hence the pivot. The Swiss writer, a friend of Ingeborg Bachmann's, whose name I couldn't recall at that midnight concert, these possible lives gnomic on my nightstand, Flor Yegi. There should be a verb for the action of pretending to remember, and another for its opposite, flaunting lacunae and pain holes, the existential ones, not to be confused with anal fissures. If I don't forget, I will edit that last bit out, since I'd like to keep the focus of the poem on the body parts above the fold. But then I fell for real and was undone. My defenses down, I didn't repress the segment of the dream in which Aura, my beloved friend who, having departed at 30, was spared the female climacteric and other major turning points, becomes a floating apparition as I step into the shower with another friend whose hair is grayer than mine and shares my mother's name. She compliments an area of my belly tenderly called fupa, or is it the apron? When I meet with someone whose name is Nemosine's literary double, I brought up inner caesura. She kindly found a way to correct me. Medial is the modifier, and I probably should have included one after mentioning the fall. If this were a sonata, I'd be speaking about bridging passages and energy accumulation, in addition to managing to create the elevator doors effect, where they open all of a sudden and you've been catapulted onto a higher floor. Only some of us will get this, and that's okay. We can't all be the emissary type. Thank you.
Excellent. All right. Mónica de la Clare, in her diva garb. Okay. And the fabulous Gillian McCain. Gillian McCain was, like me, a former program coordinator at the Poetry Project. And she's like an amazing poet. And where is Gillian? Gillian McCain.
Thank you, Patricia. I took a workshop from the great Tony Toll recently, and he gave the assignment of inventing a character and writing a poem in that person's voice. So this is it. On location, Peru, 1970. Looks like there is chaos on the set. Looks like the director is fuming. Looks like he had a rough night. Looks like his coffee is lukewarm. Looks like his mug got broken. Looks like an extra is bleeding. Looks like the extra is screaming. Looks like the extra is a local. Looks like the locals are angry. Looks like a walk-on is limping. Looks like the gaffer is drunk. Looks like hair and makeup went missing. Looks like the script docker can't spell. Looks like it's calling for rain and record highs. Looks like Mercury is in retrograde. Looks like altitude sickness is real. Looks like tequila is better with salt. Looks like the leading man gave me the clap. Looks like props forgot to bring the gun. Looks like a local is scouring the area for pistols. Looks like the sound guy is a pussy hound. Looks like the sound guy is fucking hot. Looks like Herzog agreed to do a cameo. Looks like we are way over budget. Looks like the studio is not happy. Looks like the director is strung out. Looks like the director is my husband. Looks like my husband is doing his first film. Ooh. Looks like our credit cards are maxed out. Looks like it will all be worth it in the end. Looks like that is what I'm telling myself. Looks like I don't actually hate cocaine, but it looks like the kids hate the new nanny. Looks like the tequila is beginning to be a problem. Looks like a coy dog bit the line editor. Looks like Herzog's flight is delayed. Looks like the cowboy hat went missing. Looks like my husband thinks that's a bad omen. Looks like there is a drug deal going down. Looks like local officials are investigating. Looks like my husband has connections. Looks like my husband has groupies. Looks like a journalist is coming. Looks like the journalist thinks I'm a source. Looks like my husband has 2 ex-wives. Looks like my husband is supporting both of them. Looks like he told me that before, I just wasn't listening. Looks like I'm an angry, petulant bitch. Looks like we're too late for the festival circuit. Looks like we're too late for award season. Looks like Coke and high altitude aren't compatible. Looks like the leading man had a heart attack. Looks like the leading man is being flown out on a helicopter. Looks like Chicha Miranda is very popular here. Looks like it's described as a purple corn drink. Looks like it has absinthe-like effects. Looks like I like it very much. Looks like the kids ran out of their medication. Looks like the gaffer borrowed it. Looks like the kids are bouncing off the walls. Looks like the sound guy is incredibly funny. Looks like we ingested purple corn drink all night. Looks like the koi dog has befriended our children. Looks like local officials are leaving us alone. Looks like local officials are getting paid off. Looks like my husband has got a new lawyer. Looks like my husband wants me to sign an NDA. Looks like the journalist is writing an expose. Looks like I tell the journalist that things here are just fabulous. Looks like the journalist would like to see me again. To be continued.
Oh, nothing like Hollywood. Okay. Always a high point of this annual marathon is when Yoshiko Chuma takes to the floor. Yoshiko Chuma and Dane Terry. Yoshiko Chuma lives in the East Village, been here since 1980, came to New York in 1976. As she says, she is not a poet. Dane Terry is a poet and pianist, and here they are together. Yoshiko Chuma and Dane Terry. Yoshiko Chuma, Yoshiko Chuma, and Jane Terry. Jane Terry. All right. Oh, the spotlight is back on again. They don't want me to see. All right. That was kind of amazing. And if you thought that was amazing, then please send some funds to the Poetry Project. Okay, Brenda Coultas. Brenda Coultas, girl, you do more than live on 2nd Street in the East Village. You got books and stuff, lots of them, and they're good. Brenda Coultas, Brenda Coultas, Brenda Coultas. I just read the biography you gave them. That was ridiculous.
Okay. 3 poems in 3 minutes.
Okay.
Coin toss sonnet. I toss coins onto my sleeping pillow and ask this cup of Jesus to hold my drink. Once held in admiration, silver tarnishes and reliquaries lose precious stones. Ears deafen to the music of the spears, and childhood dissolves into dreams.
The universe has a patina, a greenish, soft mineral. Aging should be like that, softening lines and burnishing skin, turning and shaping a diminishing spark. A study of night. This bed tastes of night walkers and drinkers, shoes in hand, walking in rain, big drip splash, narrow sidewalks. The job of the dark is to do what can't be done in the light. Night loosens limbs, night loosens golden gowns off shoulders. In the Nightbird Cafe, owls, moonflowers, chunky beetles under the street light, night pilots, pools of gathered and scattered light. Above hushed cabins, pools of light, watching in the dark, true crime. Tidied up heart. Replace my heart with an orange because it's just as juicy. Draw a paper bag until it becomes a flying machine. Push a shopping cart until it's airborne. Except for a reflection of a tree branch in the left corner, I'm writing into the black of a screen, even though words are mirrors. They no longer reflect my true visage. Romance long deceased could come again. I'm afraid of missing a meal and vow to study silence. Do you want to be airtight and leave something for the detectives? Let the voice labor. Make each reading a promise. Go to the fables and eat them in pieces. Leave wrappers on the shelves. I live here in this expensive discomfort.
Okay. See? Brenda Coultas does more than live on East 13th Street in the East Village. Thank you, Brenda. 3 poems in 3 minutes? Okay. She read the brief. All right, next up. Wow, what a great name. Praise Fuller. Praise Fuller is a New York-based artist, poet, and educator whose practice draws inspiration from faith, historical analysis, collective memory, trauma, and the Gothic elements of the American South. Hey, I'm from Arkansas. There's plenty of Gothic elements. Okay, Praise Fuller.
Okay. I also want everyone to notice my attention to detail. I put my poems in the Bible.
It's been done, darling.
Okay. Divine elements of forces, dichotomy crafts wars, dialectics forge a bridge. We conjured and prayed under identical synchronized breaths. Congregation reemerges as coven. God, tenants of material delusion. God, masters in mass graves. Whose God is God? My God is awe, therefore mystic and savory. My bitten lip bled on the cross where throats become veins. Hymns for sermons and funerals. This flood, my dollar bin baptisms. Bible pages stuffed in my mouth soak up bile. Spit-soaked scriptures hurled at policemen. Contradictions tint state agent palms with revelation. Through the bars, we throw rope to kiss their necks and open the gates with their body weight. One more. Dancing around ant hills, my soul tiptoed to you. Mosaics of ants' vomit, allegorical exchanges. We have everything we need. Gift me a prayer in your palms with stitches up your lifeline. Nature will outlive us, the water confirms. There are mountains older than planet rings. Open your eyes and witness the blade of violent surprise, surrendering to a blue cloak. Genesis of communion rituals form as we kiss each other's feet, conjure spells with our spit. I drink from your saxophone and taste the songs of Solomon from your body, anoint your place under my cloak. We become bridges for lost rafts, jointly fate drops her veil. Reciprocity takes form. Crows gift us their gospels. We have everything we need. Heaven exists in our revels.
Thank you.
Okay. Praise Fuller. Praise Fuller. All right. I have one housekeeping thing. If you come through this door behind me, close it when you come through because it's cold as all get out. I cannot say how cold it is because we are in a sanctuary, but you know how cold it is. So, close the door. Hey, my toes are closed. See, somebody understood me. Thank you. All right. All right. So, oh my goodness, Greg Masters is the next one up. Another OG from the Poetry Project. This is odd. So I have a bio for, oh, I see. Thank you. I thought somebody named Crony Books had a bio instead of Greg Masters. Okay. Published his 12th and 13th books. For the Artist, Critical Writings, Volume 3, and Array, Journal 2022. He is the drummer in the Japes? Really? I didn't know about that, Greg. Whose EP became available today on Apple and Spotify. I gotta get my music thing on. All right, Greg Masters.
Thank you. Thanks, Poetry Project, Nicole, and staff. To be introduced by New York State Poet Laureates, pretty big deal. Thank you.
We've known each other too long for that one.
Poem called Poem. The birds seem subdued, not assured, not yet certain of the light. The common swift is chirping before dawn. Then I hear the rock pigeons quavering, the whistle of the house sparrow, and the three-beat imploring clamor, dotted eighth note, half note, whole note, of the Eurasian collared dove, almost a tenor owl sound. Do they sense a rainstorm approaching? It isn't thunder, just a kid's holler as the sun breaks through and wakes me from a nap. Happy New Year, the best you can do.
All right. All right. Greg Masters, who now I know is a musician along with being a poet. Wow. Everybody changes over time. What can I say? All right. Up next is Christeene Nyampeta, and he's an artist. There's a lot of artists tonight. Y'all just jumping into the poetry thing, aren't y'all? Okay. From where he organizes, lives in New York, where he organizes programs, exhibitions, screenings, and performances, and publications. He must be young, which are conceived as hosting structures for collective feeling, cooperative thinking, and mutual action. And is, all right, you can just slowly make your way up there. I love your shoes. Work it, Christian. Work it, Christian.
Thank you, everyone. And yes, it's a great pleasure to be here again. Thank you for this institution. So, a week ago, I received an email from DistroKid, which is a music distributor for streaming platforms, and the email was celebrating the 5th anniversary of my album, An Evening with Christeene Nyampeta.
Oh, yay.
And from Spotify, I also receive, I think I said that last year here, monthly emails detailing the numbers of listeners, and it's usually around 12 to 17. And yeah, and apparently most of them are regular listeners. And so Malaika, the song I'm about to improvise, features on that album. But Malaika is, of course, a very popular song, most famous song by two musicians who each had tens of, if not hundreds of thousands times more listeners than I will ever have. And that's Harry Belafonte and Miriam Makeba.
Oh, okay.
And Malaika, the song, features on their album An Evening with Miriam Makeba, Harry Belafonte, Miriam Makeba. And it's almost ridiculous that I even am about to attempt a cover. But Malaika is also a song I know from the kind of knowing that precedes knowledge, because different versions of Malaika were often played on the radio when I was a child in Kigali. And I think I'm not the only one who will have heard this song, because Makeba alone rose to fame in South Africa during the 1950s, and her success overseas in the 60s and her role in the global anti-apartheid movement are all well documented. And in fact, on her Live in Paris album, Malaika introduces this version of Malaika that appears there as a song from Tanzania. And the name Malaika is a Kiswahili word meaning angel in English. And it is actually dedicated to the human rights activist Stokely Carmichael, whom Malaika married in 1958 before the couple relocated to Guinea to avoid the difficulties that they both faced as a result of their union. But in any case, Malaika is a protest song, and like many of Makeba's songs, and I grew up viewing Malaika as a love song, and it really is. It's a story about two people held apart by circumstances, and I learned it also in Swahili lessons. But I now think that it's a love song for our angels, really, that are bigger than any god or our ideals, hopes and dreams, and those stillborn or unborn, and those yet to be born. And of course, it is now dedicated to my loyal monthly 12 listeners. Yeah, so I guess here we go. Malaika, nakupenda malaika. Malaika, nakupenda malaika. Ningekuoa maliwe, ningekuoa dada. Nashindwa na mali sina we, ningekuoa malaika. Nashindwa na mali sina we, ningekuoa malaika. Pesa zasumbua roho yangu, pesa zasumbua roho yangu. Nanje nifanyeje, kiza na mwendio. Nakindwa na mali sina we, ningekuoa malaika. Nashindwa na mali sina we, ningekuoa malaika. Kidege rukuoza kidege, kidege nukuoza kidege ningekuwa maliwe ningekuwa dada nashindwa na mali sina we ningekuwa malaika nashindwa na mali sina we ningekuwa malaika thank you.
Okay, thank you, Christian, bringing us the sound of Africa and reminding me that I got to see the great Miriam Makeba in concert. She was pretty amazing. All right, next up is the queen, queen of fast-speaking music, Anne Waldman. Right. Anne Waldman is the author, most recently, of Mesopotopia, the book and the Audible, Archivist Scissors, Quantum Wings with Douglas Dunn, and the collaborative album, Your Devotee Enrages, with composer Andrew Whiteman. And they're going to be building up a whole bunch of stuff here, so I can keep on reading this biography. Okay. Get it together here, folks. Let's go. Because we're going to hear some Anne Waldman fast-speaking music with Devin. Oh, I can't even read this. Waldman, I can see that. And George, somebody wrote this down. Wartell Collins. Y'all got to say that out loud because I can't even see this. All right. What is that? All right. Now, Anne Waldman was one of the people that kind of created this whole annual marathon, so we have to give her our blessings and thanks for this. All right, thank you. She was here being fabulous back in the 70s, and she's fabulous now. Anne Waldman and with fast-speaking music.
Thank you so much, Patricia, and for all your time. We've done some time here.
I love doing this. This is
incredible, and it's many people keep this going, and we need you all to keep this going. One of the most important places in our miraculous city. And I felt very inspired going to the Mamdani zone earlier and just feeling the energy of that possibility and already happening. And the crowd there was inspiring and very funny. A couple of little girls dressed up as Zoran Mandami. And those little things. We have some photographs. They're so great. But anyway, and Cornelius Eady was reading. He had a poet at the event. Hello, poetry. How often do you hear the word poetry in the political spectrum? Okay. All right, well, I'm very happy to have Devin Brahja Waldman, my nephew, dear friend and collaborator, our friend from Sweden, Georgia, Wartell Collins, and Hyang Kim, very important musician and also collaborator in my life and featured in the Outrider movie. So great to have you here. All okay. Right. This is from Astral Omens. As geomancer, she was investigating, inventing out of her time, a lash, a leash, to pull, to call you back. Is this the longest or shortest century? Look into your human detonation. Astrological signs were a prominent motif in Zoroastrian apocalyptic texts. At the end of the current millennium, they might say, they have said, they will be saying, there will be signs, there will be miracles and wonders. The year, the month, the day will become 1/3 shorter. the night brighter, the sun will show a mist, the moon will change color, and earthquakes and violent winds will occur, and Mercury and Jupiter will arrange rulership for the wicked. They have said there will be saying over and over, scrying the fallen city. He will not heed the votes that creep. Never say his name or he will materialize at greater speed. Demon bully at apocalypse. We drown him, we down him. And I, healer in cracked universe, studying the medias for live transmission, transformation. Oh, our poetry, our power, our craft, our craft. An X as in an hourglass, and militia with a megaphone on the lawn. Hide before it is activated. Foresight by earth, by things that crawl and hide. In a science of the sense, one wept at the border of cruelty. El Paso, El Paso. One wept at the border of interception. A flock of birds is intervention. Because they register freedom, you are not seen. Your language is a cry. Look down at your feet and gaze into your human palm. And the broken line is a scribe. A ceramic figure is a hand, is a holding and represents detonation, detonation. And this is the dream, and everyone in sync, as in a square dance, and swaying before the tanks arrive. They speak of Jupiter attaining exhalation and casting down of Venus, and the inscription of wandering planets to stay amused, and the age of mirage without shame, and never back to the dominant gaze. Oh, spare us, spare us. Galileo not pardoned until the 1900s, and 38 degrees into Aries, and mystic and pathetic Pisces water nymph will be trailing behind, and the moon in Aquarius, and Cancer rising for the otherliness. Oh, hazy prophecy, or full moon of autumn, are you omniscient? When leaves turn red, that is a cry, or fires obscure the sky. And from Cameron Peak to the Fork of Williams, unstoppable flames rage through the night and day. Astral omens these days, astral omens these days. Cinematics, a planetary abuse these days. Don't help the days, cosmic hordes out of whack these days. I will be the archangel of all divination. And show up, just show up. That's the motto. Show up. Ashes rain down on efficacy. And the night too, they'll do this Babylonian, solar, lunar, and planetary theory of the cures. Seleucids and Parthian period to remember. To study is syntactis for poets. Syntaxis for poets. And I am on your nighttime star now. And now we try to rein in a pathological governance. To be astrum reckoners, to be zodiac tellers, to be time knowers in this dream of a horoscope of the world. And a lucky auspice would be a throne, including machinery to mimic weather. We will need this. And living as replicants, hiding our shame. We will need this. And we want the mastery of our power. Harvest moon, you're the start of legitimacy again. Must harvest crops late into the night. Crops of saying how all things are done in parable. Must have crops for the runic prophecy to grow. Crops for the contest of vultures to help us vote. Stations of the night in a state of repose. Cold blue-hearted moon, are you still out there? The children, oh, the children, oh, the children, oh, the children will come with warm hearts after centuries of disuse and despair. The children will come. And there was a category 4 that destroyed corn, and we had the second hottest month in the recorded history of the world. And when we opened the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge to ravage, our hearts went down. And it was a bleak horoscope told us, the bleak, bleak, bleak horoscope told us, as scientists might tell, ghost hurricanes and paramilitaries, da 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 da, and we jumped it ahead, da 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 da, and we jumped it ahead, da 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 da, as poets do. A crescent moon, a Palladian galaxy, eclipsed to star, and new planets. Astral omens these days, astral omens these days, astral omens these days. Be a child of astral omens these days. Ghost goslings to prophecy. Prophecy. Astral omens these days. Astral omens. These holy Thank you so much. Love to you all. Spread it around. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Poetry Project, all the great warriors who work here.
Ann Waldman. Ann Waldman.
Hyung, Devin, Georgia, thank you.
Ann Waldman. Fast-speaking woman. Starter of the annual marathon. Thank you to her wonderful musicians. Devin, everyone, that was amazing. So I'm almost done with my part of this. one more person to come up here and do something. But before I go, I want to thank everyone who came here today. You love poetry. We hope you love the Poetry Project. We hope you keep loving poetry and the project. Spread some love, spread some joy, write some poems, read some books, have a damn good time. We got a new mayor. It's a new year. People are winning where the Republicans had everything sewed up. They're unsewing them. Think that we can have liberty, equality, justice, compassion, love in this nation and the world. Think it, and believe it, okay? All right. The final, the absolute most marvelous. I feel like I'm doing the Wizard of Oz thing, okay. Behind the curtain, okay, is Christeene. So, and Christeene is making the way to the stage in some serious ass boots. Christeene. Hello.
Thanks, Patricia.
All right, we're about to hear some ferocious music. Y'all better get ready.
My name is Christeene, and I cannot think of a better way to begin the first day of this year than to be here with all of you inside of this little barn, keeping warm from the cold. A very huge thank you to the Poetry Project for inviting me here, and for Patricia for wrangling all of us to perform for you.
You're welcome.
Dropped your diner frame. Here we are.
Excuse me.
Moving into 2026. Slowly. Before you let that horse out the stable, keep it inside for a little minute. Look it in the eye. So slowly. And decorate it. Brush its hair the way you want it to look. Chop its tail off if you want. on up in the school roster and let it rest one more night. Let it rest just one more night. Because tomorrow you're gonna have to walk out there and get on that horse and ride hard and roll out so hard. So tonight, build your foundation. Look your pets in the eye. Look your lover in the eye. Look yourself in the eyes in the mirror. And prepare yourself to roll hard and roll long. There's a lot to do out there now. Do you feel different today? Something different in the way you woke up this morning. Maybe you didn't go to sleep last night. Maybe you're sleeping right now and you're about to wake up for the first time. Who knows? But there's something different going on. There's no words for it. So we gather here in this little barn so that we can express this new feeling together. We're gonna have to roll hard and follow the trail that all those fuckers did last year for us to follow today, tomorrow, the next day, on your pretty little horse. It's easy to find each other out there when you decorate your horse. Nothing looks the same when you decorate your horse. They don't know what to do with you when you decorate your horse. And you run hard out there on those cobblestones, and you see the other horses. You say, I know you. They didn't get me. They didn't lock me in that barn. Look at my horse's hair. Look at my horse's tail. Look what I did to it. I cut it off. And they say, come to my house. Let's talk. Let's have dinner. Let's plan. Let's fix the future. So everyone in this little barn tonight, saddle up. Because tomorrow's a big, long day into the future. But tonight, just rest. And get ready. You can't stay here. To go hard. Roll on highway, roll on long, roll on daddy till you get back home. Roll on family, roll on crew, roll on mama like I asked you to do. And roll on 18-wheeler. Roll on. Roll on, roll on, roll on, roll on, roll on, roll on.
Christeene. Christeene. Boots and sequins. Boots and sequins. All right. All right. On behalf of all of the readers and performers from the 7 to 8 sort of part of this thing, we thank you for listening and enjoying. And now we're going to move it on to David Belasco. I know he claims he's writing a book about himself, but what he really is going to do is try to become the sexiest man in America. All right? So vote for him. David Belasco.